a little bit more strawberry jam. Are we filming?
Yeah.
Do you want to do the 3, 2? Don't go like that in front of the camera.
Hey, I'm Becs, this is Tymon, and this is Mowgli, a tiny home we've built on the back of a 4-wheel drive truck. Join us for the build and the adventures he takes us on.
So I've got some marmalade here that I'm drinking. This is some tasty marmalade. Okay, it's going to be on the bed. I am really proud of the bed because the bed was, when I was looking at all the bed designs in campervans, and I was just like, oh yeah, that looks pretty good. That's the best that I've seen, but I want something. And then I thought about what I wanted, and I went onto the Instaverse or the Pinterest and tried to find if someone else had done what I had done, and I couldn't really find anyone else that had done that. So I'm not claiming to be the first, but I am claiming this to be a semi-original idea, which is really cool because it sort of made sense in my head, and I was able to make that idea come into fruition. So
and it works really, really well.
It works really well. I honestly think that this could be the best campervan bed design. I'm not even shitting ya. I still look at the ones out there and I still think this is better.
Australians are so confident in themselves.
Not shitting you, eh? No, but the idea was to have the least amount of hassle possible. And that would be just to have a fixed bed that doesn't move at all. That would be ideal, but then you also sometimes want a seat and you want this space. And if you want the seat and you want the space and you want it to convert, honestly think this is the best thing.
This is the dance floor. Like, you can't miss out on that because your bed's fixed.
I am going to show you exactly how I did it, how good it is, and how it can be improved because it's not ideal, and hopefully someone gets something out of it.
It is ideal, but it's not perfect.
Yeah.
Can I also add, so the bed was going to be my project. So Tymon was doing the electricals and building stuff and putting speakers in, blah 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 blah, and he's like, I was like, can I have a job? I really want to be part of this. And so he's like, right, you can do the bed. And he's like, I want this, 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 this. And I was like, crickets. So we flicked back to Tymon and I sanded some stuff and went to Bunnings for the 10th time. Bugs in your wine.
I don't know what it is, but it keeps on getting away from my fingers, so now it's going down the hatch. Oh. For those of you that haven't actually seen the bed at all, or our channel, stop what you're doing, press the subscribe button, press the bell button, let's get back to it. The bed, essentially, the bed, this is in chair mode. I just splice this little bit of rope, just make a little bit of rope, connects onto there, that up, the bed slides out. It's essentially a set of drawers, that goes down. Now it's in bed mode, sweet as. You want to go in the reverse, pull this up, latch it onto there, and flick these two little locking latches down, and now it's in chair mode. So that is really what we have to do every day, just once. When I see these people making their bed 2 times a day, like packing it up in the morning and making the bed in the evening, I'm just like, and they're like, it's really not that bad, you just get used to it. I'm like, you do not get used to it. That is a pain in the ass, and you never ever want to do that all day, every single day.
When Tymon says it's like a set of drawers,
Okay, Beck said that I was extremely confusing, and realistically I didn't really understand what I was saying either. So I explained it to Bex, she understands it now, and I'm going to explain it to you guys the way that I explained it to Bex. Okay, with a drawer. Okay, these are what I mean by drawer slides. These are actually quite heavy duty ones because they hold a lot of stuff in our pantry. With a drawer slide, you have one part that moves with the drawer, and you have one part that is fixed to something. So in this case, that part there is fixed to the inside of our pantry and never ever moves, and the drawer obviously moves. And if we translate that to over here, these two books, which are the same height, are our parts of the drawer slide that don't move, and they are lower for my bed design. And these two parts are the parts that do move, and they are higher, just a little bit higher. If you can see, just get a little side angle there. If you can see, they're just a little bit higher. So in a normal drawer situation, this would be our drawer. Our drawer would be on the inside of here, and the drawer slides in and out, just like this one here. Drawer slides in and out just like that. But instead of doing it that way, I've kept that a little bit of space under here, and I've put the bed on top of these two. So now the bed is sitting on the higher end, and it slides in and out like that. And that's essentially what I've done. Instead of putting it inside these two fixed bits, I made the drawer slide wood, which it attaches to, just a little bit higher, and it slides over the top. That is what I mean by a drawer slide. And I've got two, and I tried to put them exactly at the same height, otherwise they're not going to really work properly, and for some weird reason it actually worked out really well.
And they're super heavy duty ones, aren't they? They can hold like how many kgs?
Yeah, 140 kilos. I think that might be extended, or it's maybe like 100 kilos extended. They were the most heavy duty ones I could get.
Each one holds that much.
And what I was saying was, if you choose to copy this design and you have the little bit of rope that connects the back of the bed to down here, if the parts that you make that slide in and out are on the inside, it's not going to work because your rope can't go from the inside from here past the bit that is fixed to the back of your bed. So if you're going to make it, do something that's better than me and put your higher parts that slide on the outside, which can happen because the bed still just sits on top. So your sliding parts that come in and out have to be on the outside where you put your rope if you copy this design. And that's a wrap.
Mic drop. For those of you wondering about the softer parts of the bed, we had two custom made big, like heavy mattress swabs. So when they fold out to a queen size bed. We have a underneath here we have like a sheep woolen underlay and mattress protector, and then we just make the bed on top of that. So
and it's comfy as, hey?
It's so comfy. We've got a layer of foam and then memory foam on top of that. Really, really comfy. And it doesn't feel, because we've got the really thick sheep wool underlay, it doesn't feel like we're sleeping on two single beds. It feels like a double bed.
Yeah. It is literally just a set of drawers. I have two sets of drawers. I'll just show you one end.
Drawer runners.
Yeah, drawer slides. There's the bottom, there's the top, and this is just the little locking mechanism I have to have that stop. The drawer slides that I got were, you had to push this little latch down for it to work, and that is not ideal, and I'll tell you why at the end of this video. But essentially, so when that gets pulled down, the whole bed moves out, and then obviously it goes down in bed mode. When it's in bed mode, it fits, so it's all fine. And when it's back up into chair mode, we do the reverse, and then we flick these little locking latches in. So this design can be better, because I thought it would be good to have these little locking latches so it wouldn't move, but the tiny little movement of it rocking wore the locking mechanism out, and these are actually ineffective now. So I had to put this rod across so that when I want to move the bed, I can pull all 4 latches down at the same time and still open and close the bed. But I would recommend not having drawer slides that can lock it all, and just have this, what we've got in here, which actually, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little hole there, and when it's in position, this is just a gate lock. We flick that up, it just locks into position, and I would put that in. Now I have to have this bar in, and we don't even need these locking mechanisms. So now this bar, it's just totally pointless. So if I was to do this all again, I would have heavy duty drawer slides, and I would get the ones that don't have any locking mechanism, and I would make my own locking mechanism.
Can we just get the grinder and just cut that off?
No, the locking mechanism, this pulls down and the locking mechanism is in there, so it'd be more of a pain in the ass too.
Can you see why I didn't end up making the bed?
Another thing, now it's closed, I'll just give you this. This just flicks up into position and just goes in like that. Another sort of mistake that I made that I didn't foresee is this is essentially 1/4 of the drawer slides that we've got, so one edge of one drawer. And you can see one bit is just a little bit higher than the other, and this bit here is the one that slides. And if I did it again, I would put the sliding bit on the outside where you need it to latch, because if this is moving, it's hard to explain. If this is moving, this needs to be connected up there to the back of the bed. And if it's on the inside, it can't be done. And how I've fixed this problem is connected the inside to a bit of metal that I've welded that goes underneath here and connects to there. So this whole bit here slides in and out, and I've made that work. I was so proud. I made the bed and I was so stoked. And then I tried to use it and it didn't even work at all. It was like the best idea I've ever had turned into something that just didn't even work. But after welding this little bracket here, it all works. How'd you like that, Bex? Was that a good explanation?
Can you see why I didn't make the bed in the end? Because he's like, and put this here, and this goes here. Everyone's eyes just like glaze over just then, and you're like hitting the unsubscribe button because you're like, oh.
Unsubscribe. This guy's a...
Because when Tymon was explaining it to me,
an asshole.
When Tymon was explaining it to me, I unsubscribed.
Okay, so that is pretty much the bed, and that's everything that I wanted to say about that. The first iteration of the bed, oh, one more thing, sorry. The first iteration of the bed was designed to be down, and I just push on it from here, and that half just wants to come up. And I had skateboard bearings and little tracks that I was making out of wood for it to just run up. I canned that idea. Someone might be able to use that idea, because I needed space for it to get a little bit of momentum before it went up, and it was just wasted space, and you can't waste space in a tiny house. There is one other thing I'd like to show you about this if you're thinking about making this design, is that when you're thinking about how much space to have, it is good for us to have a little bit of space here to open the actual bed. If there was no space here, we would have to be standing in the kitchen to open it, and it would work, but it wouldn't work as efficient. And I'll just show you right now what I mean. I'm sort of standing in between the bed and the side here. So, latch open. That latch was already open. Whoops. Okay, so I'm standing on the edge here, and when the bed is fully open, I've got space in between the bed and whatever's here in your build. And if it wasn't like that, if I was down here, it would still work, but it wouldn't work as well. Something to think about.
So Tymon made this bed from scratch, and he made, bunny ears, made the bed just here, like put the sheets on, blah blah blah. It's the only 2 times he has made the bed in 3 years.
I feel like I never made the bed before I met Bex. I never ever made the bed. I just crawled into it, did a couple of circles like a dog would, and just fell asleep in whatever position that I was in. Never made the bed, and I don't feel like I should start now.
I'm a bed maker. It gets made.
Radio.
Okay, see you, bye.
Hold on 1 sec. That's the bed design. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up because it really helps us out. And if you didn't enjoy it, hit the subscribe button and maybe you'll get more stuff that you don't enjoy and I'll emote. See you later.
Where are you going, paper boy? Riding your bike today. Not a care in the world, throwing your paper through people's screens.